Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya dialogue. That both Khaja Asif and Hina Rabani Khar belong to the same cabinet and work under the same Prime Minister. One says attack, one says talk. They're taking a hammering inside. Now, the idea is that this becomes a war of attrition for Russia. Now, America is going to do exactly the same thing in Pakistan. This is another prediction. Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. So friends, a lot of confusion again from Pakistan. And what is the confusion? Khaja Asif, Defense Minister of Pakistan, and any Defense Minister of Pakistan is the most unemployed person in Pakistan because he has no work. He says that we will strike deep inside Afghanistan because that is from where the TTP terrorists come. Now that part is true. I cannot dispute that statement. The TTP terrorists do come from Afghanistan. While they are Pakistanis, they seek refuge. They have their hideouts inside Afghanistan. They're fully supported by the Taliban regime. They come, they kill, they carry out acts of terrorism inside Pakistan and then they hide in the Pakistani tribal areas or go back to Afghanistan. Now the Durand line, in spite of all the fences, etc., is leaking like a sieve. The problem here is different. The problem is that Khaja Asif, I don't know what authority he has to make such a statement that he will strike or Pakistan will strike deep inside Afghanistan if Afghanistan or the Taliban does not come to its senses. Now, this traditionally is something that has been said by army chiefs in Pakistan, not even the Prime Minister of Pakistan, but I think somebody put Khaja Asif up to this task. Give a warning. Not that the Taliban take the Pakistanis very seriously, but anyway, give a warning so that the Afghans know what is coming. That is number one. Number two is that Hina Rabani Khar, the Deputy Foreign Minister of Pakistan, the number two, just below Bilawal Bhutto, she says that the solution to Pakistan's Afghans problem is, talking to the Taliban and having a reciprocal relationship in which we understand each other. We talk, typical diplomaties. The problem here is this, that both Khaja Asif and Hina Rabani Khar belong to the same cabinet and work under the same Prime Minister. One says attack, one says talk. You see, you don't know what to believe. But there is some face saving in all this. At least in this case, there are two people saying different things. In Pakistan, the norm is that one single person says two different things a few hours apart. Look at Imran Khan. He'll say something in the morning, something in the afternoon, and totally something, which is something absolutely different in the evening. And not just Imran Khan, I mean Shehbaz Sharif, Nawaz Sharif, all of them are like that. Other people take U-turns, these people take somersaults. But this is surprising because you would normally desire, at least, I would say the right word is, you would normally expect a nation to have far more gravitas, far more maturity than an individual. But it seems that is not the case with Pakistan. They'll just say stuff. They'll just say stuff, the first thing that comes to their mind, irrespective of the fact that whether Pakistan has a policy on that or no, and even if they do have a policy, whether their statement is in contravention to that policy or not. It doesn't matter to the Pakistanis. Now, this is something which is being said now. I'll tell you this, I had predicted a long time back. So this is not something that is new. I had predicted this 2-3 months back that Pakistan will attack Afghanistan. You can go and look it up. There's some video in the past 2-3 months back in which I had very clearly mentioned that this entire thing about Americans giving Pakistanis $450 million for the upgrade, service and spare parts of F-16 aircraft, which are there with Pakistan. Pakistan has squadrons of F-16s, American F-16s. Why would America do that? Why would America do that? Now, let me take you back 1 year, or 1.5, 2 years. What actually happened was Pakistan celebrated when the Americans left Afghanistan, the iconic speech of Imran Khan. He spoke about freedom and how the Americans were oppressors and how the Taliban, they have come as liberators and now the Afghan people are free, right? This is exactly what Pakistan was saying. This is exactly what Afghanistan was saying. Now, the problem is that in spite of all the euphoria in Islamabad, the Taliban, true to tradition, started thrashing the Pakistanis. And as we speak today, there are attacks happening in Pakistan. sponsored by the Taliban. When I say sponsored, I mean that they are the people who are telling the TTP and the Baloch separatists that don't worry, if the heat gets too much in Pakistan, just come to Afghanistan. Now, this is happening in Pakistan right now. They're getting thrashed by the Afghans, they're getting thrashed by the TTP, they're getting thrashed by the Baloch, all along their western front. They're taking a hammering inside the cities. Now, the problem that I'm trying to point out is that, Imran Khan in that very famous TV interview said absolutely not, and that became iconic. That was some sort of defiance, a David versus Goliath story that the Pakistani media tried to play. Our Prime Minister will not bend down and bow down in front of everybody, and our Prime Minister Imran Khan has fought against Islamophobia, has spoken against this and that, and our Prime Minister will look at America in the eye and say that, America, you cannot bully Pakistan, stuff like that. Children's stories. Pakistan is sold out. Everybody knows for the past 75 years, Pakistan has depended upon aid and loans. Pakistan has no industry to speak of. Fledgling industries which are now shutting down faster than they opened up. The problem here is this, and let me bring out the problem very clearly. What has happened is Americans gave $450 million to Pakistanis. Now the Pakistanis, under the guise of anti-terrorist operations, will attack TTP strongholds in Afghanistan, but also attack Al-Qaeda and Islamic State strongholds. So this entire scam of absolutely not, which was perpetrated by Imran Khan, that has no meaning. First of all, America never asked Pakistan for bases. There is no written document. There is no fax. There is no cipher. There is no phone call documented by which the Pakistanis can actually prove or say in front of somebody, even verbally, that America wanted drone bases inside Pakistan. They can't say that. There is no way Pakistan can claim that because it does not exist. America never asked Pakistan for drone bases. Because America knew all along. They'd learned a very valuable lesson in Afghanistan. $3 trillion wasted, thousands of American and European lives because they were operating together, many NATO countries, lives lost in Afghanistan. And to what objective? They ousted the Taliban and then they welcomed the Taliban after 20 years. 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. That is what America did. America learned a very valuable lesson. And this is exactly what America has been implementing in the Ukraine also. Look at what America is doing in the Ukraine. I want you to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. What America is doing in Ukraine is not fighting itself. What the Europeans are doing in Ukraine is not putting their own troops on ground. No, there is no NATO presence, so to say. Yes, I had predicted long back that there are special forces there, which came out to be true, and we covered it yesterday also. But what the Americans are doing in Ukraine is giving them dollars, not very much, mind you, just a little bit, a few billion here, a few billion there, and giving them advanced weapon systems. The idea is that this becomes a war of attrition for Russia. Now, America is going to do exactly the same thing in Pakistan. And this is another prediction. I had made it 3 months back. I'm making another prediction today. Please save this video. What America is doing to Pakistan exactly what it does to Ukraine. Even now, as we speak. It's doing to Ukraine right now. America will keep on supplying dollars to Pakistan. Recently, they gave, I think, $300 million, I beg your pardon, $300 million, though even $300 is not a bad idea for Pakistan, but they gave $300 million to Pakistan for, I think, fighting polio or something like that, or girls' education or something like that, okay? So there is no fighting polio in Pakistan, there is no girls' education. The Fauj will take it, the army will take it, the armed forces will take it, and this is blood money for operations inside Afghanistan. This is going to happen, I'm telling you today, mark my words. Khaja Asif said it yesterday, I had predicted it 3 months back. Today, again, I'm making a prediction. All these funds that come into Pakistan in the guise of, women equality and 200 million for this. You see, gender equality or something, 200, 300 million for this. Clean water drinking project, 200 million for this. There is no clean water project happening in Pakistan. It's all meant for the armed forces under one guise or the other. Because, you see, America needs somebody to fight its dirty wars. Didn't Pakistan do exactly that in Kashmir? Pakistan did not have the courage to fight a war with India. So it gave birth to organizations like the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed. They said, we will fund you, you go and fight a dirty war, you go and kill Indians. While we say that, we have nothing to do with what is happening in Kashmir. This is an indigenous freedom struggle. That is what Pakistan said all along. This is exactly, the Americans are doing a Pakistan to Pakistan. And what they are saying to the rest of the world, we have nothing to do with Afghanistan, we have left Afghanistan. Now, because the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan is attacking Pakistanis inside Pakistan, Pakistan has every right to take care of its interest and protect its people. So Pakistan is attacking Tehreek-e-Taliban hideouts inside Afghanistan. Game, set and match, checkmate. This exactly is what is happening. Now, in other news, so far, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to the Prime Minister of UK, Rishi Sunak. And what Prime Minister Modi tells Prime Minister Sunak is this. 2 points. Number one, all these Khalistanis who attacked our High Commission, they must be brought to book. There is no way these guys can escape. So India is looking at 2-3 options. Number one, criminal proceedings inside the UK. Something that I had predicted long back. Number one. Number two, asking for their so-called political asylum status to be checked. Again, because there is massive fraud happening in Punjab as I record this video. Massive fraud happening in Punjab. Politicians give certificates saying that this XYZ guy is, he's a political victim. And the guy who's a political victim does not even know the spelling of politics, but he's a political victim. And he needs political asylum in the UK or the US. Now, has anybody asked for political asylum in Dubai or any country of the United Arab Emirates? No, never. Why? Why? Try it. Because these countries in this particular matter are extremely gullible. And you can play the system. You can play the system in UK. UK is the most gullible of the lot. You can play the system in UK. You can play the system in Canada and Australia. Americans are slightly different, but yes, the American system has also been played by the Khalistanis. So that is what Prime Minister Modi told Prime Minister Sunak. Check their status. Number two. Number three, all the people, the economic offenders who are there in London, we need them back in India to face trial in Indian courts. So this is what is going on, and India is taking a very firm stand against Khalistanis. And I'm telling you, Khalistanis don't know what has hit them. If you see, there haven't been very many protests. How come? Why is it suddenly stopped? There was a spate of protests and suddenly it stopped. Why? Because there is just too much pressure from India. There is too much diplomatic pressure from India. And this is the way superpowers or aspiring superpowers should deal with the other country. Tell them that this is not acceptable. This is happening, and I'm telling you this, and I say this with a great deal of responsibility, this is happening with the blessings of the United Kingdom. These anti-India activities. All this is a fraud. We are an open country, we are a democratic country, everybody can say what they feel like. Yes, you can, of course. Similarly, in India, you can say whatever you feel like. But attacking the High Commission or an embassy of a country, there is a red line that you must adhere to. And the Khalistanis crossed that red line, and now they are paying for it. In another Khalistan news, the Punjab police has put up posters. They've put up posters all over Punjab, especially in Batala and Gurdaspur, saying that, this is Amritpal Singh, and information leading to his arrest, you'll get this much money, and these are the mobile numbers on which you can contact Punjab police. I don't think that will work. What you should do is tell them, and I'm saying this in all seriousness, this is not a joke, you should tell the local Khalistanis, who are maybe 0.5% population of Punjab, maybe 0.5%, right? They're a very noisy 0.5%, but they exist. You should tell them that you'll get a visa to Canada. If you get Amritpal Singh, catch hold of him and get him to the nearest police station, you will get a visa to Canada. They will betray Amritpal Singh in the blink of an eye. They will betray Amritpal Singh for a Canadian visa, the Khalistanis, in the blink of an eye. And that is what Punjab police should do. Don't offer money, because these guys don't need so much money. It's only Khalistanis abroad who need money, who get sold for $5 each. It's not the Khalistanis here in Punjab. They need a visa to go to Canada. So send them to Canada, no problem. Let it become Canada's problem, not ours. And another news, Ukraine minister urges India to consider Kiev's G20 participation. Now they want Ukraine participating in G20. Ukraine is not a direct member of G20, but there are many countries that this thing, and this is something, I don't know why, but Zelensky has been trying this. If there is a FIFA World Cup, he wants to make a political address there. If there is something happening, He wants to make a political address there. Zelensky is very good at using media and social media. Zelensky is a master of information warfare. This much I'll grant that person. He's a master of information warfare. The way he's been able to use media, use social media to his benefit is exemplary, out of this world. Right now, I don't think India will give Ukraine a platform. India can be a peace broker as far as the Ukraine-Russia war is concerned. But to give a platform to Ukraine so that it can bash Russia, now India's relationship with Russia goes back 75 years. And Russia has always supported India through thick and thin. And there was a time when the Americans had sent their fleet with an aircraft carrier in 1971, to attack India. And what stopped the American fleet? The Indians pretty much didn't have anything that could face up to the Americans' fleet. Of course, we would have died fighting the Americans. But we didn't have that kind of technology. We don't have it even today. No one has. Not the Chinese, not the Russians. It was the Russian nuclear submarines that came. Russia sent its nuclear submarines, and suddenly out of the water, nuclear submarines appeared, and the Americans backed off. This is just one example of how the USSR has helped India in the past. India will never allow Ukraine to use G20 as a platform to bash Russia. Yes, you want to come, you want to talk peace. India is happy to, Ukraine sitting here, Russia sitting here, and India here, as a friend to both the countries. A lot of respect for the Ukrainian people and a lot of respect for the Russian people as well. Come sit down, let's talk about peace. That is all right. But if Ukraine thinks that it's going to get a platform in India so that it can sort of bash Russia from that platform, not going to happen. Extremely unlikely, impossible, I would say. So ladies and gentlemen, how do you like this video? If you did, please press like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.